This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. My name is Tom Alexander, and joining us today is the founder of America's Mailbox. It's Don Humes. Hey, Don, how are you?
Well, fine, thank you, Tom. Hope things are going well for you as well.
Yeah, going great. You know, I've always been interested in how RVers get their mail, but this is just a fantastic idea, and it's really the only mail forwarding company in the U.S. that's owned by RVers. You and your wife Barbara. So tell me a little bit about the origin of America's Mailbox.
Well, Barbara and I first became full-time RVers going on 19 years ago. We travel around the country quite a bit, and we used mail forwarding companies ourselves when we first started out. And it didn't take us very long to figure out that the services that were being offered by the different companies that we were using were lacking. And I thought their prices were too high. So after a couple of years of that, we decided to research and opening up our own company. And we spent about a year and a half or so, doing that research. Mm-hmm. And we decided that the best state in the country, when you look at the whole picture, not just one or two things, when you look at the whole picture, South Dakota beat out every other state, including by far Florida and Texas.
Yeah.
So we started looking in South Dakota, and then we even started looking at the difference between the counties, because there's different taxes and such for different counties. And when I built America's Mailbox, back in 2004. We put it in the best county, which is Pennington County, which is where Rapid City is.
So that's sort of the main sort of mecca, if you will, in that county, and everything is sort of headquartered there.
Yes. When I first designed America's Mailbox, I wanted to make it a one-stop shop kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. And over the years, that's what we've accomplished. We not only do mail forwarding, we're one of the very largest mail forwarding company, in the country for RVers and different markets that we service. But we also have an insurance agency, a hotel, a campground, and a few other things right there on premises. People can come up to us, open up their account, get your driver's license, which typically takes only about 20 minutes. No appointment or reservations needed at the DMV. And then we can take care of the vehicles long distance. The registration of vehicles completely long distance, as the customer does not need a South Dakota driver's license in order to get a South Dakota license plates. And of course, in South Dakota, there's no such thing as smog inspections or vehicle inspections of any kind. And in South Dakota, you get your license plates first, and then you're allowed to get the insurance. So, unlike a lot of other states like California and a few others. So it's just really a much, much more friendlier state for our customers than any other state in the country, which, again, that's why I built the companies there. And
when you envisioned sort of, this mail forwarding service, did you find it initially kind of overwhelming? Like, okay, how are we going to manage all this? How do we get everything together and get it in a very organized, streamlined fashion? How did that work?
Well, that was a process of steps. I'm an individual that tries to learn from other people's mistakes. As I mentioned a few moments ago, we used other mail forwarding companies, so I had a pretty good idea of what I did not want to do. So
yeah.
It was just, taking that concept and building on that.
That's terrific.
It is. It saves a lot of time and money when
Sure.
you look at other people and say, well, I don't want to do that, kind of a thing. So
Exactly.
It saves us a lot of time and money, but now here it is. We've got, as I said, we're one of the very largest companies of this sort in the country because of that thing, and our company directive, I guess, if you want to call it, if there is such thing, is that we were built on two concepts that, for some reason, I don't know why, most companies in the country seem so lost their way, and that is, use common sense and follow the golden rule.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, imagine that. It's funny. I grew up in a family-owned business, family-run business, which happened to be a movie theater. And, my dad and his brothers, was an old single-screen movie theater. And my dad and his brothers really took it seriously in terms of making it a complete experience for the moviegoer. They would give their honest opinions of what they thought of the movie. Yeah, I think you're going to like this one. Or, this one, I'm not sure if it's your cup of tea. But you know what? They were straight up with everybody. And I think the people who used to come to the movies really appreciated it. It certainly sounds like that's your approach to this, that your approach is helping people and just being just straight and honest with folks. And in today's world, that's not so common.
Well, you're very correct. In fact, I'm the only, I guess you'd say, guy or person in this business. I actually give out my cell phone number, to all of our customers. It's on every email my company sends out, and the whole thought process being that I don't believe in hiding from people.
Yeah.
Of course, I've got managers. We've got about 45 people on staff, so it's not a small operation, as you can tell. But, every email that leaves my company has my cell phone number, because if somebody has a problem, I want to be able to talk about it. I want to learn what the problem is, take care of it, fix it, and try to make sure, that the customer is satisfied and that problem doesn't happen again. In fact, if somebody calls up my office and asks to speak to Don, I could be anywhere in the country. I'm near Tampa, Florida right now. As I said, I'm a full-time traveler myself. Yeah, but if somebody calls the office and wants to speak to Don, my staff will say, well, Don's not here. It's not Mr. Humes or anything else. It's just Don. Don's not here right now. Is there something I can do to help you? And no, I want to speak to Don. Well, okay, here's his cell phone number. Give him a call. He happens to be in Eastern time zone right now, so bear that in mind. He doesn't appreciate phone calls at 3 a.m. Because it is his own phone call.
Who does?
Yeah. Don't call Don 3 a.m.
It's usually not good news at 3 a.m, is it, Don?
No. Like I said, we try to use common sense.
Sure.
My customers don't want to hear from me at 3 a.m. I'm trying to stay like most other people too.
Of course.
But the point is every one of my customers has my cell phone number and my email address, and that's the important thing for us. And I think my customers appreciate that.
Don, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after these words.
Okay.
You're listening to the RV Advisor Podcast.
RV owners, it's no secret that those manufacturers' warranties just don't cut it. Get the peace of mind you deserve and step up to the RV Advisor Extended RV Warranty Plan. No covered claim is ever denied with low to no deductibles. To learn more, visit thervadvisor.com or call 833-229-0911. That's 833-229-0911. My guest is Don Humes. He is the founder and owner of America's Mailbox. So he runs the company with his wife, Barbara. And Don, you mentioned you had 45 employees, and I'm sure they're all tasked with different things to do there and help you manage everything and get forward the mail to everybody who needs it. And, we talked about earlier coordinating all that. And I'm sure your team is very well, it's like a well-oiled machine over there, I'm assuming, right?
Oh, it is. It is. We have multiple shifts there. Of course, we have a general manager and operations manager, things like that, as we have thousands and thousands of accounts. We've got, out of that roughly 45 people, we've got 7 people on the staff. All they do is vehicle registrations. That's it. And they're very busy doing that. We're currently approaching 15,000, 18,000 vehicle registrations a year out of my address alone, which makes it, very, busy sometimes, but, my staff can handle it. They're all seasoned professionals.
Okay, you say now you're in Tampa, and of course you're set up in South Dakota. The company is headquartered there. So are you on the phone with the folks every day up there? I'm assuming that you're always just a phone call away from all the activity going on.
Oh, sure. We're in Tampa right now getting ready for the Tampa Super Show. So if anybody wants to come by and visit with us, we're real easy to find. You walk in the door of the main building, and we're roughly at the 2:00 position. We're right there at the front row. As with the staff, yes, I am definitely in communication with them every day. I'm the kind of person that embraces technology. So anybody on my staff, not just my managers or whatever, but anybody on my staff, know that if they want to get a hold of me, all they can do is pick up the phone and call me. We can do a video conference anywhere in the world through the internet. I can take command of the computers if I need to show them how to do something or help solve a problem or whatever. But, I'm in communication every day with them, easily.
When you and your wife, Barbara, started this company, and it was in 2004, what was her feeling about it? I mean, was this a real mutual thing? Did you both see the need for this? Who was the lead here?
Who's the lead? Well, if you ask my wife, she'll tell you she is.
I think I hear her laughing a little bit back there. Okay. Yeah.
This was a joint effort. It really was. I would not dream of going into something like this that would involve this kind of work and how we affect people's lives without my wife at my side. She's been with me every step of the way and been a tremendous amount of help.
Yeah, and I know that you two have been together for quite a while, and so that's great that you're able to not only have, obviously, a marriage that's endured for a long time, but a business now that for going on 15 years, or it is 15 years now, and so successful. I think people dream about having a situation like that where it can just be so... I don't want to say seamless because not every single thing is seamless, but look at what you've accomplished together. That's great.
It is. And it's something I look back, every day, and I'm completely serious about this. I look back on every day, and I thank the powers that be. As we say, some people call it the grand architect of the universe, or whatever, and thank that. I'm blessed with that situation because I would not have even thought of accomplishing something like this. And when I'm up at my office, and I just left it a little bit ago, when I'm in the office, I see all the rows and rows and rows of racks of boxes that we have, and unlike a lot of other bosses, I don't walk down there and say, "Look what I've accomplished." I look down and say, "Look what we've accomplished." Because by far, I give people walk up to me and say, you really accomplished something here. I says, no, I'm just a guy. I don't mind talking to bankers and so on, but my staff gets the credit, and they deserve every bit of it.
I'm sure they certainly appreciate that, and when they have a leader like yourself and your wife Barbara, it's it's inspiring to work for people who understand that. I guess there's an old saying, right? First among equals, and I think that's just terrific. America's Mailbox is the name of the company. Our guest is Don Humes. He's the founder and the co-owner with his wife Barbara of America's Mailbox. And why don't you tell folks where they can, the easiest place to find you and learn more about America's Mailbox if they're interested?
Well, three things. I try to attend all the big shows in the country, the RV shows, for example. The Tampa Super Show is coming up soon. We'll be in Tucson for the FMCA show that's there in March. We do the Hershey show and so on. As to contacting me, as I said, I don't believe in hiding. I make myself very visible and available to my members. Anybody can give me a call. It's not 3:00 in the morning. There's that common sense thing again.
Right.
My cell phone is 605-593-4496, and people can contact me via email. Now that's simply Don, just DON, at America's. So it's America with an S on the end, hyphen or a short dash, whatever you want to call it, and the word mailbox.com. So again, that's 605-593-4496. or Don at Americas-mailbox.com.
Well, Don, we really do appreciate you coming on. We could share with folks that America's Mailbox is a partner. They live on our partner page at the RV Advisor, so we do appreciate that, and we obviously think very highly of that partnership. And thank you so much for taking time out to come on and join us today on the RV Advisor podcast.
Tom, it's been my pleasure, and if you or anybody else has any questions, feel free to give us a call. I know there's a lot of rumors out there that South Dakota's changing the rules. No, they're not. They're not changing the rules at all. I'm putting up a new building out there. We're putting up a building about 20,000 square feet. My original building is 9,000 square feet. We're putting up a 20,000 square foot building.
Wow.
And I wouldn't be doing that if I felt that there was any changes coming up that would affect our customers in any way.
Well, that's good to know. Thanks again, Don. Great things coming for you in the new year in 2020. We look forward to speaking with you again sometime.
Anytime you need me, I'm available for you, Tom.
Terrific. This is the RV Advisor podcast. I'm Tom Alexander. Thanks so much for listening. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to the RV Advisor Podcast with Tom Alexander. This podcast is produced in association with Studio Alpha and Alexander Productions in Miami. Visit thervadvisor.com for more.